Good morning, everyone. So, yesterday I was kind of a late bloomer to find out, um, a video that was put out by a minor who will be turning 18, I guess, on the 13th. When I watched it, I thought that this minor was already an adult. Was 18. So it took me a moment before I was like, should I be, good morning, Victoria? Good morning. I just dropped my husband off, so it's early in the morning. So I'm up here at his parking lot at his job, sitting in the car. But I wanted to, good morning. Good morning. I wanted to have a conversation with you all. And please do not put a minor's name in this video. Okay. I'm gonna help because I was asked a question yesterday if I was going to go live uh, and talk about the situation. I didn't know what the situation was, so please do not put a minor's name in this video. I want to handle this a different way. Good morning. Good morning. Um, so when I came out of the video where I was in, I saw another video with the minor on there, and I was looking at it, and he said I turned 18, and I'm like, wait a minute, hold on. Okay, listen. This is what I want to say. This is a minor. Okay, I believe I've addressed this before by stating that people should leave minors out of the equation. Does that make sense? I also stated that I believe that this family needs help, therapy, if you will. Okay. Um, for me, take me for an example. Okay. Good morning, everyone. Good morning. I said something in another video, no, someone's live, and I was mentioning that I had been molested. Okay. And I'm just trying to help a lot of people out that is confused at this time, because a lot of people are confused. They don't know what to think or what to say. Okay, so let me just do my due diligence and share something with you guys. Okay, and I'm gonna use me. And I'm gonna go live from my home so I can be on the yard stream so I can pull some people up. This be my first time. I ain't done that yet. I'll figure it out, try it out. Good morning. Good morning, Rita. Good morning, Pooby. Good morning. Uh, Let me make sure I get all you guys. What is this? Keisha. Good morning, Victoria. Good morning, Darlene. Good morning. um, so I'm one of the ones that was molested when I was a child, right? And I was molested by two people, and I stated that in another live that I had did with some young ladies that I'm very happy to speak with. Um, Good morning, Christy. and and I stated that I had gave these two people a call, and I said, I remember what you did to me. But I didn't finish it because I got sidetracked. We got to crying, and I was trying to it was just emotional video that we had did. Well, the reason why I had made the phone call, right, is because at this time I moved out of the state that I was in. Not because of that, it was because of other reasons. I moved out of the state that I was in, and it took me a long time to go back to my hometown because of what um I just wouldn't go back. I just wouldn't go back at that time because of the things I was thinking, and it took me a long time to get over of being molested. Does that make sense? And I finally called these two, and I said, I remember what you did to me. I remember what you did, and I remember how you did it to me. This is what I did, okay? Before I made the call, it was very scary for me. I was shaking. I was scared. I didn't know what would happen when I make this phone call. You know what I'm saying? I was at work. I worked for the state at that time. I was at my desk. Darlene, you said I'm not trying to be mean about it, but I think nobody needs. I'm talking about me. I'm talking about me. I'm talking about me. Um, I was at my desk and I was very scared. I was so scared to make this phone call to say to these two individuals that I was molested by. I said, so I did it. I prayed about it. I asked God to go before me and speak through me. And when I did this, I said, I remember what you did to me. It's okay. It's okay, darling. It's okay. I'm trying to help the people that this probably triggered, because this is a trigger point. This is a huge trigger point for a lot of people that done gone through some stuff and weren't able to speak up about it or anything like that. Good morning, Miss Renee. Good morning, Debbie. Also to the chat. God did it again. He blessed us to see another day. Have a beautiful day, everyone. And that's what Miss Renee says. Amen to that. And God told me, in order for me, I'm just hurt behind everything. It's okay. That's why I'm trying to be here to help people by sharing my story. Does it make sense? Um, God told me, in order for me to be forgiven, because I'm only human and I'm a sinful person, that I had to learn how to forgive, because I carried this out with me throughout my years of not saying nothing and closing my mouth and harboring the feelings and emotions that I was harboring, because I let it out to one person, and this one person that I thought I could confide in was like using this as a weapon against me. Does it make sense? And so it made me even more afraid and ashamed to say what I needed to say and how I needed to say it and how I needed to get it out. So I know that this happened to me when I was a child, and it wasn't my fault. You hear me? So I said, every day up until this point, I was like, okay, I'm going to get this out. Okay, I'm going to tell these people that I know what they did to me. You know what I mean? You know what I'm saying? I'm going to get this out. You said, what do you say? Good morning. Good morning. So good morning, Catherine. Oops, hold on. I'm in my car. I don't want this thing to come on. Last time I was in the car and I could hear this noise thing coming from the radio. Hopefully I turned it off. But anyway, um, so I got up the nerve, scared in my mind, scared in my body. I got up the nerve and I was at my desk. I was in tears. I didn't know what these people were going to say to me. I called them one at a time. And I said, hello, can I speak to so-and-so? They came on the phone, and I said, in a very, very low, scared voice, I never will forget this day. I said, I remember what you did to me. Phone call got silent. Completely silent. I said, hello? They said, hello. I said, did you hear me? I remember what you did to me. It's been very difficult in my life for me to deal with. It has me to where I even have my kids after this, to where I'm constantly asking my kids, is anybody touching you? Are you okay? I barely let my kids go to people's houses. So this is a conversation you need to have with your children all the time. Ask your kids, did anybody touch you? Did anybody do anything inappropriate to you? Did you feel uncomfortable? I said it took me a long time for me to get over. I'm talking to this one person. It took me a long time to get over this. And all the time I felt like it was my fault. But I prayed about it, and I realized that it wasn't my fault. You did this to me. And do you know what that person said to me? That person said, I'm sorry. That's person number one. Key 32 say, yep, I'm the same way with my girls because of what happened to me. It happened to a lot of us. And a lot of us didn't say anything, and we carried it in. We harbored it. We harbored it. And it affected our relationships. Rita said, I did the same thing with my children. It affects our relationships. It affects us being able to genuinely love someone. It affects us. Whether we want to know it or not, it affects us. Then when we have kids, we have memories of this, and we're scarred. We're scarred on the inside. We're scarred. When that person said to me, I'm sorry, do y'all know I just broke down and cried? I broke down and cried. I was like, by the time I got off the phone, that person apologized to me. Rita said, I told my mother and sheltered my kids. Yeah. That person apologized to me. That person, Key 32 said, girl, I was a broken grown woman for years. I had to get professional help. Sometimes you have to. Sometimes you have to. And it's okay. It's really okay to receive help. It is so okay. When we get a cut, or we fall, or we get hit by a car, don't we go to the hospital and get help? It's the same thing. We got to get, when we most times when we in a relationship, we need to go get therapy. We need to go get help. We done been through something, and we need to relinquish that so that we don't take that into the next relationship. We have to do that. You feel me? Anyway, I literally, that person made me feel better. Well, halfway better, because remember, I talked to two people, okay? That made me feel halfway better. Well, it made me feel better with that person, that I was able to acknowledge it. That person took accountability and acknowledged it back to me, apologized to me, said they were very sorry for what they done to me, and I didn't know what really to say or do. You hear me? I didn't know. I was scared. I've been living with this thing for years. I was scared. And I'm grown. I was grown at this time. I was grown. I hadn't had kids grown. You hear me? But I did it. I was proud of me for doing it. You know what I mean? I felt like I had broke a generational curse. You hear me? Because I went to that person and had them to take ownership of what they did to me. Does that make sense? I took it off my shoulders, off my back, out of my spirit, and placed it exactly where it needed to be, in that person's hands. I did that. I was crying and snotting and tissue having at my desk, but I did it. You hear me? And then once I got off the phone with that, after before I got off the phone with that person, I said, I forgive you. Because I had to pray about this. I had to get to that nerve at that point, to get to this point, to call that person. And before I did that, God told me, in order to be forgiven, you have to forgive. And I did not forgive myself. I had been harboring this stuff for a long time. I know how to deal with it. I've been dealing with it since I was a child. So I've been dealing with it the same way. And then I'm covering my kids. Every time my kids go somewhere, did anybody touch you? Are you okay? Did anything happen? Did you feel uncomfortable? Did they put their hands anywhere in the program? I'm asking all the important questions. It's still, even though you can ask your child, the important question is still would not give you the whole clue. Okay, nothing's gonna happen to my kid. Nothing's gonna happen because I'm talking to my kid. You don't know what may happen. Because sometimes when people do this to us when we're young, they throw threats out. If you tell anybody such and such and blah 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 and all this other kind of stuff, they do that. They make you feel like they can hurt the ones you love. You hear me? They can make you feel like that. Or they make you feel so guilty that it was just your fault. You did this. You did. You hear me? And you just a kid. You don't know. Or they buy you this, or they give you money, or they do this, something to just hush you up. Be quiet about this. Don't say nothing about this. You hear me? A lot of y'all know what this feel like. A lot of y'all been there. A lot of y'all know. So I was like, how, Lord, what you want me to say to your people? Good, bad, ugly, or indifferent. What do you want me to say to your people? What listen, I had a conversation with God today. I'm like, Lord, what is it I'm doing? What's my part? What I'm doing? He said, I just want you to talk to my people. Well, God, I really don't know what I how what. You know, God said, share your story. That's the best thing I can give to you guys. How I got over this. Now remember, I said it was two people. Okay, let's go to the second one. You know who the second one was? A family member. That not only did it to me, but did it to other people in the family. In the family. Now y'all know I had that thing and felt like, Lord have mercy. I used to wake up to a butcher knife up to my neck. You hear me? You hear me? When I tell y'all, and I'm not gonna cry because I'm gonna help somebody else out. I don't care if I help one person. I did what I'm supposed to do this morning. You hear me? I did what I'm supposed to do this morning. If I just one person. Well, disgusting as this sounds, you hear me? Of being raped by a family member.